Guys, we're in a bit of a pickle. You see, it has been raining at our campsite for 3 days straight now, and the ground has turned to just an absolute impassable muck. It's dirt roads all over in the National Forest here, and there's no way that we can get our truck out. And even if we had 4x4, there's just absolutely no way that a 4x4 vehicle could even pass through these roads. It is like peanut butter. It'd be like trying to drive your truck or Jeep through just a big vat of peanut butter. It ain't happening.
Yeah, however, on Tuesday, the first day that it started raining, it is now Friday, we decided that we were low enough on some resources that we actually needed to go. I know it's raining, but we're at the top of the hill, so our campsite was relatively hard-packed, still muddy, but no big deal. And we thought that the road here was a lot rockier than it was, but it's not. It's solid, soupy mud. So David left, went to run an errand. Luckily, he got out just fine. But we can't get the truck back.
Yeah, the truck is stuck about a quarter mile away from our campsite at the bottom of the hill. It's stuck in the mud because, like Jenny said, we looked at the forecast, unfortunately, after it had already started raining, and we were like, oh my gosh, it's going to rain for like the next week. We're low on food. We're low on water. We're low on propane. We have to go get some stuff. And we didn't even realize until about 8 p.m. on Tuesday that we were out of, or that, you know, it was going to rain for the next week and we're low on all these resources. Yeah. So
it had just stopped raining too.
Yeah. So we could only go get food because there was nowhere to fill propane. There was nowhere to get water either. Yeah. So we at least have food now, but that was 3 days ago and we're out of propane and we're almost out of water.
Because we've been so low on propane and water, we have gone into ultra conservation mode. The water that's left in our tank is meant for drinking only. We fill up our Berkey and that's it.
Right there.
We have drinking water, luckily. We still have a few gallons left, so we're good there until we can go into town. But we have actually ran out of propane, and so that means that we can't run our furnace, and I believe it's less than 60 in here. Yeah, it's 59 inside. I don't know why it's not showing the outdoor temperature, but it's 49 outside. And that is why I'm wearing this big thing. I got this as a white elephant present when we were in Washington.
We're layering up.
We're layering up. I've got fleece-lined leggings on, this fleece-lined comfy thingy. It's fantastic. It has a hood. It's great. We're trying to stay warm in here. It's not ultra cold, but I don't like the cold.
Even Alice has bundled up.
Yeah, Alice is cuddled up inside of a blanket on the bed. It's really cute, but being out of propane is doubly bad for us. Not only can we not run our furnace, which means that it's staying cold in here, but we also can't charge our batteries. With it being rainy and cloudy, we're not bringing in any power, so we've also gone on ultra conservation mode when it comes to working. We haven't been able to be on our laptops at all unless it's absolutely necessary, so our batteries have stuck about 50%. It drops a little bit here and there and then bumps a little bit back up here and there when the sun peeks out, but for the most part, ultra conservation mode. Man, this really sucks.
This whole time I've been incredibly anxious because our truck, full of all of our crap that's in the bed of our truck, you know, our generator, our spare solar panel, our electric bikes, is all just a quarter mile down the road, not where we're at. So I'm just like really anxious and afraid for it all. But one of the things that we did that I just think is ridiculous, but it helped ease some of that anxiety is we took our generator out of the bed of the truck and it's just been sitting in our bathtub because first off, when we first got stuck, we thought, you know, maybe we have a little more propane than we think so we can run this. And we did. We ran this for about 45 minutes until our first bottle of propane ran out. And then the second bottle of propane didn't have much more in it than the first one. So we were like, okay, no more generator. But you know, having that here, it's a $1,000 generator. So we were like, okay, let's at least get that out of the bed of the truck in case, you know, the really unfortunate thing happens and someone were to break into it. This whole mess is completely our fault. And we're hoping that this is a lesson to you guys to always pay attention to the forecast. And typically we do. We almost always know what the forecast is going to be like for the next 10 days once we arrive at a site, but I don't I don't know what our problem was this time. It caught us completely by surprise. We were not paying attention to the forecast at all. We've been in situations like this before. We were actually just in one a couple months ago when we were in the Mojave National Preserve. A snowstorm was blowing in, and we were staying out, dispersed camping in the Mojave National Preserve. And we were like, okay, there is a snowstorm coming in. We could be stuck for a number of days. So I drove into town. I got food, propane, water, and we were set for 2 weeks. We knew that we could weather that storm and be just fine. But this one, we didn't realize that we were gonna be in a bit of trouble until it had already happened. So now, here we are. We're low on power, low on water. We're out of propane. Thankfully, we have food at least. And our truck is a quarter mile down the road stuck in the mud. One of the downsides of being a full-time RVer that we're really noticing right now is that you lose your support system. The friends and family that you have, typically in your hometown where you live, they're not with you when you're on the road. So when we get into a situation like this, we don't really have anyone that we can lean on. Thankfully, though, we do have friends that are other full-time RVers that were close enough that we were able to call on for some help.
And that's another lesson we've learned. Make friends on the road while you're traveling. Over the last 3.5 years, we have made so many friends all over the country, and luckily we have had some nearby that are coming out to help us. And those awesome friends of ours are Thomas and Stacy from I'm Not Lost on RVing. They have been making their way north to meet up with us. We were planning on caravanning with them soon, and so they are only about 2.5 hours away from us. So Thomas is an angel in disguise, I swear. He is taking the 2.5-hour drive out here to meet us. David is gonna walk the quarter mile of muddy road out to the highway so that Thomas can pick him up. Thomas is bringing us water, and he's taking David to go get some propane. So we cannot thank them enough. Man, and he can't get here soon enough because it is really cold in here.
Thomas is still about 45 minutes away from where we're at, but we've got a real short break in the rain, so I'm gonna hustle down to where the truck is, because look, behind me, we've got a little bit of sun, a little bit of break, but right there's the storm. It's coming right at us, so I gotta really keep moving and get down there. It's only about a quarter mile away since we said, but I've got my rain jacket on in case it starts raining. That'll protect me, and it is just so muddy and mucky. All the mud is just sticking to my boots, and I knew it was gonna do that, so I brought a towel so that I can put my boots on when Thomas comes and picks me up, because they just got that Jeep, and they take really good care of it and keep it nice and clean, so I don't want to dirty it up bringing my disgusting muddy boots into it. And I just cannot express how cool it is of them to come and help us out in our time of need. Thankfully, we were already planning on meeting up with them, so they were already on their way out to meet up with us. So, they were it's just about 2.5 hours away, but that is still just so awesome of them to come help us out. God, I can barely even walk, it's so slippery. And look at this. Look how much this is caking onto my boot. It's just nuts. And there she is, all the way down there, stuck in the mud. Even my feet just sink right down into all that. Much less a 7,000-pound truck, just sink right on in. And there she is behind me, stuck. The reason we're off of the road is because when we got back, it was raining so hard and the road was just completely flooded. It was just full of water. It was a soup of mud. We knew that there was absolutely no chance of us getting through it. But if we could get to that hill that I just walked down, it gets a little rocky and we'd have some traction. So we came off the road and tried to get through this more grassy area, and we were doing really well. We kept our momentum up, but then the truck just sank in. This grassy area is a lot firmer than the road is even, so that was our only chance of getting up, and even that chance wasn't all that great. All right, there he is. Thank you, Thomas. Thomas, you are a freaking lifesaver, man.
You're more than welcome.
We're sitting up there, 54 degrees in our trailer, freezing, and here you come to get us propane. Thank you so much, man.
Oh, I don't mind at all. Don't mind at all.
So Thomas just rolls on in with his Jeep 4x4 and just climbs on up here. Pretty much no problem, right? Making me look like a fool with my 2-wheel drive truck.
It makes all the difference in the world.
I say to him, I go, I even said, there's no way you're getting up there. This is just a total mess. It's so soupy. And he's just like, all right, well, let's give it a try. And I'm thinking in my head, well, we're getting stuck. And he just drops it into 4 and drives on up.
Luckily, there's plenty of rocks down, so even if I sunk a little bit, I was just catching on the rocks, so not too bad. Yeah, I definitely compacted the tires full of mud, but hey, we're up here.
They were even nice enough to bring us 6 gallons of water, which is just awesome.
Sorry, that one does leak.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, watch your pants.
Well, maybe 5.5 gallons then.
It'll get us through.
Yeah, we probably have 10 gallons right now, and we use about 2 gallons a day drinking water for us and our pets. So 6 gallons will get us another 3 days. So this will be plenty of water for us. We're like no longer on freak out mode with water, but we still are gonna have to conserve it. You know, not taking showers, not washing dishes, stuff like that, things that use a lot of water until we can actually get the truck back out and, you know, really get full on water.
Nice.
All right, we got fuel. Look at this. So we went with 30 pounders. We bought 2 new tanks. If I can get this off. Because since we run our generator on propane, you know, getting 2 30 pounders is basically like adding a 3rd tank. So we're good to go now. Got heat. We can cook again. We can run our generator.
Yeah, we can cook again until we run out of dishes.
This is awesome, Jenny. Look at this. We got
cardboard.
We got propane. The only problem though is this thing isn't tall enough for, you know, these. So it's gonna look a little stupid over them, but that's okay. We'll get another one of these on Amazon or something. I think they sell them.
Uh-oh, is that not big enough?
I gotta get a new rod.
Oh.
For that.
You can always put a nut here,
Yeah.
and a nut on top, and that will. I mean, it wouldn't be perfect.
Well, if I would have been smart while we were at Ace, I would have just gotten one of these because you know they have them there. But it's whatever. It'll work for now.
Yeah.
That's all I care about. Is it's not ideal. I'm not gonna roll down the road with it, but you know this will work for now. Looks a little weird, but we're good. All right. Now for the pretty sketchy part. Thomas says that he thinks he's confident enough that he can pull the truck out. So we're gonna see if we can get her out. All right, Thomas, how confident are you in getting the truck out from where it's at?
82%.
82, I'll take it, that's pretty good. I never would have thought that we would ever get the truck. I thought you were just gonna be coming down here to get us some water and some propane, but I mean,
I'm freaking out over here.
I mean, the Jeep pulled up and down this thing way too easily. So I think we're gonna throw the chains on the back tires of the truck, winch it up to the Jeep, and see what happens, right?
I think it'll be all right.
Oh man.
It might be a little bumpy.
Definitely gonna be bumpy, definitely. All right, so it started raining, so I think that greatly reduces our chance for success, but we're here. We're gonna give it a shot. Honestly, our goal at this point is just to get the truck up to where Thomas is. Yeah, he's just spinning.
So are we?
Yep, it's not pulling. This rain came at an awful time. Gosh dang it. That's what today has been though. It's been sunny for a half hour, raining for a half hour, sunny for a half hour, raining for a half hour. It's just a bunch of these tiny little cells. So, yeah, well thankfully he's not stuck. He just started moving, so yeah, we're just gonna have to wait a couple days.
So I just heard them say something about digging out one of the tires. I believe that the front tire on the passenger side is so down in the muck that we'd have to get over that bump first, no matter what the back tires are doing or what the winch is doing. So I think Dave is gonna try and dig it out a little bit.
Shovel time. Well, I went out and did a bunch of digging around, you know, the front of the tires, because the front of the tires kind of sank way down into the mud. Even though Thomas was pulling us, we moved quite a bit actually. We moved it probably 3 feet. So, yeah, we got, all right, here we go.
Here we go.
The back tires are just spinning. All right, we're moving. That's it. Oh, what was that?
It's his exhaust.
Oh, it's exhaust. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure his exhaust, maybe.
Tower's barely moving.
He's spinning now too. Boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't think it's happening.
No. He's gonna try again though.
Oh. It's his tire. You see that?
Yeah, his tires.
Yeah.
So they're out there basically telling each other there's no way that's gonna happen. No way, no how. Definitely not happening. Definitely not happening. Now, while David and Thomas were out getting some propane for us, they actually met one of our joint subscribers at the Ace hardware store that they were at, and they were talking about what our situation is, and he said if we need any help to give him a call. Well, we are officially not going to be able to get out with just Thomas's help, so they went ahead and called that subscriber. He is also bringing out some wood, and hopefully we can get out. I really don't have my hopes too high for this, but it's fun to watch.
Just doing everything I can, trying to dig out where the tires are just like plowing the mud. So trying to dig that out of the way, because that's just added resistance. And we actually met a real nice gentleman named Mark at the Ace Hardware we went to fill the propane. And we talked with him for a little while, and we let him know what we were doing. And he actually said, well, if you need help, give me a call. And we need some help. So we gave him a call, and this guy is on his way to come help us. That's just incredibly nice of him. So I'm just trying to get as much done as I can while we're waiting for him.
So Thomas, what do you think about this whole situation? You're over there chuckling, it seems.
You know, I mean, I always gotta look on the bright side, right? It could be worse, right? Maybe? I don't know.
It can always be worse, right?
Yeah. It's not hailing.
We're alive.
Yeah.
The truck is fine for all, you know, intents and purposes.
It's just like,
it's just stuck
15 feet in the wrong spot.
I know. We got Mark here. He's come to help us out with his beast of a truck. He's got a Cummins Duramax. Nice heavy truck. Heavier than mine, I'm sure. So hopefully him and Thomas combined can yank old Helga out of here. And that's what I was trying with Thomas, just easing on the throttle. No.
So when Thomas was pulling us out, we got about 4 feet or so. That's where we started, and that's where we're at. Hopefully we can make it a little farther with the truck, with the help of this big old diesel truck here. Oh God, I'm stuck.
It's my sink.
It's a good sink.
All the rocks in this water are very exfoliating.
Very nice.
Yeah.
You'll have nice soft hands after this.
I know, right? Hey, it works, right?
Yeah, it gets the mud off for the most part, so.
That's all I care about right now.
Okay, I would like to give you guys some commentary. Right now, they're trying to figure out where exactly to pull the truck to. So they're scoping out the road up there. That's nice and hard right there. And if for some reason we still can't get up this hill right here, which I think we should be able to, then we can park the truck right there and at least it's no longer stuck. Versus here, where you can't even see the bottom of the tires. That's how stuck it is. I hope we can get out, guys. Alright, an update. We made some progress. We were just stuck in this big rut right here. We were up and out of the rut, but the truck started to slide that way. So now we're just trying not to dig in anymore so that we can continue to just pull the truck straight out. But the problem is it's raining again, and this is flowing again. So it's really wet.
Well, somebody's happy we're home. We were out for quite a while. I mean, how long do you think we were out there trying to get the truck unstuck?
I want to say 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, it was probably a good 3 or 4 hours. You know, Thomas tried as hard as he could with his little Jeep to get us out. Only pulled us about 4 feet, and then we had to enlist the aid of Mark, who came with his big Cummins diesel,
Yes.
4-wheel drive, pulled us.
Wood
Yep.
and chains.
That man was prepared.
Yes.
So yeah, we just cannot thank Thomas enough for coming out and Mark for getting us unstuck. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. It is, I don't know, we would have been stuck for quite a while without you guys. But now
until Sunday or Monday.
yeah, and without propane and without water. So I don't know if you can hear right now, but we've got the generator. We've got the heater on, and we've got the generator on. So we are good to go.
Are my
up
hands
top.
still cold?
Not really, no.
Oh, good.
Woo. And we've got water. Oh, that 6 gallons that Thomas brought our fresh tank up to 1/3. So we definitely have some time before we run out of water.
And now we can put all these blankets away.
Yeah, we have all these blankets, so many blankets that we had out. Because, man, it was cold. It was 54 degrees, 59 degrees in here. Yeah, But we're all set. And you know, guys, the reason we show videos or we make videos of our mess ups like this is because we want to share, you know, these bad experiences so that hopefully you guys can learn from us and not make the same mistakes. So number one lesson, follow the forecast. Know what the 10-day forecast is when you arrive at a site. You know, if it's going to snow, if it's going to rain, if it's, you know, if it's going to get really muddy, you need to prepare, get water, propane, food, you know, all the supplies you need.
Don't buy a two-wheel drive truck.
Yeah, that's another one.
To begin with.
And then the second big lesson from this video is if you're going to be full-time RVing, you got to make friends, you got to make some connections, because eventually you know, you're just gonna need some help. We all need some help sometimes. So yeah, get a support system, you know, some buddies that can help you in times of need. And likewise, when your friends need help, make sure you're there for them as well. I'm gonna remember this, and if Thomas and Stacy need something, you know, if Mark needs something, I'm there.
Now, we did not get the truck all the way back to our campsite. The road is still relatively sticky and wet, so we just got to where it's not stuck in the mud and it's on this nice hard packed area. We're not sunk in at all. So tomorrow when it dries out, probably for quite a few hours, we're gonna wait till it's not even sticky anymore on the road down. And then we're gonna get the truck back into our campsite on its own power. And I'm really looking forward to that. I'm so glad that we're in the trailer where it's warm and we have power and we have water. And,
yeah, it's crazy.
Man, yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and enjoy this now.
It's been an eventful day.
Yeah.
Time to decompress.
So tired.
It's the next day. We came back down to the truck and thankfully the road is really dry. Back down where the truck was, where we got pulled out of, is still wet and slick. So we're really glad that they pulled this out so we could just let her sit here overnight. But it's what, about 3 p.m., 4 p.m.-ish. So it's had plenty of time. The sun is out. We got blue skies, guys, for the first time in almost an entire week, a dry day. So we can finally get old Helga back to the campsite. Finally get to take her home.